Hi again guys, and welcome to a speed tune which I am very happy to be doing because it's for one of my favourite cars, not just in the game but in real life as well, the Mosler MT900S in particular, here in my personal GTR version livery, which is the even faster version in real life. Now, as far as tuning goes, I knew that this was going to be quick, but it really is. In fact, in terms of all-round ability for acceleration, handling and top speed all put together, this might actually be the best supercar in the game. It's really that good. It's not the absolute fastest for top speed or necessarily the highest acceleration, but when you put everything all together, there's pretty much nothing else that is as good as this is in so many different ways. Even something like an Ultimate GTR isn't as good as this. It's fast, but it's not this fast. 280 miles per hour. Now, this car hasn't been in the franchise since, Forza Horizon 1, I think, and Forza Motorsport 4. Back then, you could get like 253 out of it, so it's quite a lot quicker now. And of course, part of that is due to the engine. Now, you've got a ton of different engine options to work with. I've opted for the most powerful of them all, which is the 6.5 litre V12. Gives you 1500 horsepower. I've also converted it to all-wheel drive, so of course it's not for purists, but the whole point of the tune is to make it as fast as possible, so of course. Now, as far as the gearbox, I'd recommend a final drive of 3.1. Then for the individual gears, as you can see, I've gone for 3, 2.05, 1.5, 1.18, 0.96 and 0.78, giving you pretty awesome specs. It doesn't even have drag tyres, but you're still looking at 3.7 seconds to 100. That's pretty monstrous. Now, with all-wheel drive, you don't need any camber, you don't need any tow. We've got 4 degrees of caster. Anti-roll I've got on 25 and 20. You could tighten that up a little bit more if you wanted to, say to 30 and 25, for example. Springs we've got on 75, 120. Of course, the lowest ride height. Dampers on 10, 13, 4 and 6. The Aero settings I would recommend having as low as possible for top speed. And as far as the diff, I've actually opted for 100% on everything, and then a 70% rear bias. You could easily set it more toward the back because it's such a nimble car, but it's a little bit twitchy off-road. So I would recommend keeping it around 70%, and if you still find it too twitchy, try taking it down to maybe 65 or even 60. But on-road, it's pretty much untouchable. You can take corners at ridiculous speeds in this car. It would make a Noble M600 blush. It's that good. Now, this tune is, of course, on my storefront. As you can see, it is Class X. Technically, you could do a speed tune in S2, but it's very difficult because the car is already so quick that you cannot do that much to it in terms of power before bumping it up to X999. So that's the unfortunate thing about how good the Mosler already is. And of course, in the real world as well, Moslers are a force to be reckoned with. Or at least they were until they went bankrupt in 2013. Now, as I said, this tune is on my storefront, so use the keywords down in the description or use my gamer tag and you'll find that pretty easily. But of course, what you want to see now is what it can do. Now, to say that this car is good is the biggest understatement of the entire game. It's almost untouchably good. Now, of course, against the AI, the computer will always make them catch up no matter what, but against real people, good luck beating a Mosler, because this thing is insanely good. It's fast off the line. The handling is definitely twitchy once you get to extremely high speeds, but that's kind of why it's so good. It corners basically like an LMP car for the street, and as you can see from the replay here, it can do more than the benchmark. This is one of the fastest cars in the game, 282 miles per hour with this tune. It's crazy fast. You can even take the corner on the highway, which most cars you have to slow down for, and some cars even crash through the barrier. This does it at over 270. It's insanely quick, almost untouchable for this kind of racing. So overall, if you do get a chance to pick up the Mosler, which isn't the easiest of cars to get, then I hope you love this tune. You can grab it from my storefront, and you can click here on screen to see all of my others. But for now, as always, thanks for watching.